Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Bird, Nick, and with me today by phone, we have Noah. How you doing, Noah?
Oh, not too shabby, Mr. Miller. How about yourself?
Doing all right. And thank you for joining me and giving me someone to talk to. I appreciate it, as always.
I don't want to see you struggle alone,
The solo ones just suck so bad. I mean, although people seem to like the one I did this past Tuesday, I actually got compliments on it, which, like, I never get compliments on solo shows.
Yeah, they're. I think they probably realize how hard of a task it is, and
I mean,
they give you some grace.
I put in work. I mean, I have show notes from that episode.
That's where the extra work is showing.
I know. I tried. I legitimately tried. I don't want to hear it from anybody who has a longer running, more successful podcast that I don't put in effort, because, you know, I put in. I had show notes for that one. I have show notes for this one, in fact.
Well, you are prepared. You're a whole new man.
Well, I mean, I didn't share them with you, so.
Oh.
I did share. Actually, I take that back. I sent you some links, so you have some preparation for this.
Yeah, there's some show prep done here.
A smidge. Well, today you and I are going to be. It's a smidge early, but we're going to talk Halloween, because why not?
It's not that early. It's like next Thursday. It's like a week.
I was going to say it is coming up, and the thing is, I don't know about your area, but in my area, this upcoming weekend is like 100% Halloween, man. I mean, I could probably do, you know how the adults do the bar crawls? I could do a trunk or treat crawl with my kid this weekend, and we could probably hit like 6 over the course of like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, believe it or not.
Yeah, so it being Thursday, it's kind of like a weird thing. Like, do you do the weekend before or the weekend after?
Before.
So the kids want to do it the day of course, but I think my son's school is doing it this weekend. Their Halloween party, but I don't know. I want to say the bars are next weekend, but. I mean, they're probably both.
Then it's after. I mean, here, Top Shooters is doing their costume contest, I think, Saturday, the 25th. My lecherous ass can't be up there watching because I have Max. But nonetheless.
Well, you can have them judge.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Let's bring an 8-year-old to Top Shooters to judge the Halloween contest.
It'd be like Big Daddy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Something tells me that would get brought up in court when I get eventually taken back. It's like, he brought my kid to Top Shooters. Anyway. Well, today it'll become apparent in a little while why this is an appropriate cigar for us to be smoking. But today we are going to be smoking the League of Fat Bastards Serie L Robusto 5x50. Now, I did a little research on this cigar, and the Serie L is the League of Fat Bastards flagship release featuring a Cuban seed Ecuadorian wrapper over a Nicaraguan binder and long filler tobaccos from Esteli and Jalapa. Produced in partnership with Joya de Nicaragua, the Serie L is a medium-bodied experience with an approachable blend. The profile is creamy and earthy with an undercurrent of spice, so you won't easily forget about it. And here's the part that I want to highlight about this cigar before we go far with it. Created with the purpose to shine light on and destigmatize men's mental health, the League of Fat Bastards donates 40% of all net profits directly to charitable men's health organizations, initiatives, and NGOs. So, you get yourself a League of Fat Bastards, Serie L, Robusto, and 40% of the profit from the cigar goes to help with men's mental health. And I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since I needed some mental health relief the other weekend when I cleaned out my garage. It worked out really well.
Yeah, and, cigars are basically a cheap therapist,
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be a different person if I wasn't able to decompress every day with some smoke. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm sure your kids appreciate it. They don't want to, take 5 across the eyes.
Yeah, no. my hands would have bruises. You know what I mean?
Why does Daddy hit me so much? Anyway, all right. Well, it's time to cut the cigar. Fuck. I'm sure Dave loves that segue. It's time to cut the cigar. And the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and awesome customer service. Don't know what you could possibly want other than that. Please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. There's that little comment section on the order form. Put in there that I sent you there. And just remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. Ooh, that was a good cut noise. It was right by the mic and everything. That worked out well.
Ooh.
So, I'm going to give this guy a cut. And, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the V cut. Just because. Why not? A little something different. And, go with the V cut there. Anyway. Anything on the cold draw for you?
I get some earth.
I was going to say.
A little spice. But yeah, mainly earth.
Earth. Yeah, I'll give you earth. Earth is the primary flavor note there. All right, well, while we light this guy, why don't we listen to the greatest commercial that you've ever heard?
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino Corojo.
Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
All right.
So I gotta ask. Well, you were in New Hampshire. Did you get a private serenading of that song?
No, I did not. I did not. But it would have been nice.
Yeah, like
nice.
you had front row seats.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that should be something Dave should do at the 40th anniversary, the expo next year. I feel like there should be a concert, and I feel like it should be the Cigar Authority in concert, and it should be Dave singing. There is a cigar in the shop called El Baton. It should be those guys doing the Aladino song live. There's that McAuliffe song that McAuliffe rejected. I think that would be Jose Dominguez, play that one live. I mean, just go nuts. Just do a whole concert.
Not to give two guys any ideas, but if they go with a musical theme this year, there's a lot of manufacturers out there with musical backgrounds.
Yes, there are.
Just saying, you could have a whole on. Everybody could have a piece in the band.
Industry jam band.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Carlito. He plays the guitar. You've got Nick Perdomo playing the drums.
Drums, yeah.
There's more than that. That's just what's
Rafael Nadal. I think he does like a piano or something.
Bam! There you go. I mean, you could put together a whole thing.
Like they could do like "We Are the World."
Yes. I love it. Did you ever watch that documentary that they did about that song on Netflix?
It's not ringing a bell.
It's called something like The Greatest Night in Entertainment or something like that. And
it was fucking star-studded, I'll tell you
dude,
that.
it was such a great documentary because it goes way behind the scenes of all that. You see these guys just talking with each other, and then you learn about some of the drama that happened, and like why Prince wasn't there because basically Michael Jackson was there, and then it's a really, really good documentary that goes all in on that song. So, yeah.
Check that out.
Now, I will say, by the end of that documentary, you're going to have that song in your head for the next week. But it's a pretty good show. I actually did enjoy it. So, but that
what's that one song that they had all the WWF people singing?
Oh shit! They did a couple. Vince McMahon did a couple of those albums. Man, they did yeah. There were a few of them where they had the rock and wrestling. Had the 80s wrestlers singing yeah. I know which one you're talking about because they had all of them in it.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them. I see it pops up on my Instagram every now and then.
Yeah. That was the popular thing in the 80s there, Well, it all started with Do They Know It's Christmas Time?
Yeah, that and cocaine were very popular in the 80s. I think they're related.
Do They Know It's Christmas Time is probably one of the worst Christmas songs ever.
It's up there.
It's really, really bad. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, and they raised money, and that's great, But oh fuck, it's a bad song.
Yeah,
it's so bad. Anyway,
I would agree.
But we're talking about Halloween today. We're not talking about Christmas.
Indeed, we are.
And so because we're smoking the League of Fat Bastards, it kind of only makes sense that we would get into a discussion about Halloween candy. And so I have done the research, and I have sent you links to information about the the most favorite by state, and the least favorite by state. Well, no, we don't have a by state with least favorite. We just have a top 10 list of least favorite. But we have a most favorite by state Halloween candies.
Now, I don't believe I didn't read it thoroughly. I just kind of skimmed it a little bit. But now, is this most popular based on sales or voted best tasting? Because
let's go to it. So, most popular. This is the National Retail Federation. They're estimating that Halloween candy should hit a whopping $3.5 billion this year, which I don't doubt it, because let me tell you. So I'm in this new house. I don't know if I'm getting trick-or-treaters or not. I went out and I bought 3 bags of candy, all right? One bag was a big bag that had 185 pieces in it. One bag was a medium bag that had 55. And admittedly, one bag was for me because it's one of my favorite ones, and it wasn't included in any multi-pack things that I wanted to buy, and so I went ahead and bought it, and it was actually the cheapest one. But nonetheless, those 3 bags of candy cost me just over $50.
Jeez.
Which is insane. It's absolutely insane.
That is crazy.
But anyway, now they are saying that overall Halloween spending is predicted to be over $12.2 billion this year, but that is down 5% from last year. So, they are, I'm guessing this is probably okay. They broken it down, sales by state.
Okay.
So that's what we're going with. We're going with hard data. It's going to be sales by state.
So that's kind of tricky because that's just what people are buying. In other words, that's just what people are handing out at when you get to the houses. But these could be these could be candies that not a lot of people like too.
Okay. But let me ask you this: are you buying Halloween candy that you like or don't like?
I would I wouldn't put my personal taste into these.
I did. I 100% did. Everything I bought, I like because I figure if I don't get trick-or-treaters, something's got to be done with this candy, and it's going to end up, going to me. So, I want to make sure I'm eating something that I want.
I generally just try to, if I'm ever in the position to buy candy and hand it out, I'm generally just going like a variety thing,
Well, and that's the thing. 2 of the bags I bought were variety things. One was exclusive to one type of candy, but, whatever. But, yeah. But nonetheless, the varieties that I bought, they're ones that I liked. I mean, there were a few that were in the bags that I'm like, I'm not really into that. But, one of them is a hot take. Let me tell you.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But, like, one of them is a major hot take. And there might be people that get mad at me over this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So
color me curious.
So in terms of candy trends this year, M&M's overtakes Reese's Cups for the number 1 spot this year.
Interesting.
It has overtaken. Hello, can you? Okay, yeah, okay. I'm just making. All right, no, I couldn't. Something's going on with my headphones. It doesn't.
Oh,
my. There we go. I can't. I sound muffled. Anyway.
Oh.
But anyway, M&M's have overtaken the Reese's Cups for the first time this year. And so
see, that's a little unfair to me because M&M's come in about 15 different flavors, right?
Dude, but Reese's Cups, you can get them as cups, you can get them as ghosts, you can get the ones that are white chocolate, you can get the ones that are milk chocolate. I mean, there's all kinds of different cups available.
Yeah. That is fair. And I don't know if it was real or fake. I don't know if I sent this to you or whatever, but they're coming out with a red velvet Reese's.
You did send me that, and that is coming for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And let me tell you,
that excites me.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a good Reese's cup. The big cups, I saw that the store had the big cups with caramel in them and everything, and I was like, nope, just stick to what you want. Stick to what you're getting,
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't
Don't
do
get
it.
sidetracked.
Don't get sidetracked. Don't get sidetracked. Sour Patch Kids have surged. They are taking the number 3 spot on the list.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but I saw that it was the number 1 candy in Texas.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not. Not to get ahead of ourselves. Not a fan, but whatever.
Yeah.
Number 7 on the list of overall, is candy corn. And we can discuss that later, or we can discuss it now. But
I hope that's not what your hot take is.
That is not my hot take. Nope.
Okay,
that is not my hot take.
We'll save comments on these.
Yes. Butterfinger has broken into the top 10. It is taking the top spot in South Carolina and Oklahoma. So
it's number 1 in Wisconsin.
Okay. Anyway, so you got all that. What else we got here? Little Halloween candy quick facts. 172 million Americans celebrate Halloween. 32% of all Halloween purchases are made online, which, I mean, I haven't bought any Halloween online, but.
So they're just talking like decorations and whatnot?
I don't know. I think they're just talking just Halloween in general. I don't know if they're talking decorations or what they're talking about.
They must have to be talking decorations.
I would think. Because you're not buying, I wouldn't think you're buying costumes online because you'd have to try that shit on.
Yeah, generally you'd want to
see how it fits.
Unless you got like a really good deal or something.
Maybe. Unless, and maybe you're looking for costume components online. I don't know. Top costumes for pets are pumpkins and hot dogs. Among those who celebrate Halloween, 95% will purchase candy, and they will spend about $31.69 on average. So I am above average on that, which, for those of you on the YouTube taking a look at me, you kind of understand why that would be the case. Most Halloween shopping is done in the first 2 weeks of October. I waited a little bit. In Oregon, full-size candy bars are the norm for trick-or-treaters.
Ooh,
it's fucking Oregon. Oregon people, man, you're spending some bucks on the full-size bars there. Good for you.
Yes. So, that's like when you're a kid trick or treating, it's like the gold mine, right? To find the houses that have king size candy bars or full size candy bars.
Yep.
And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. In other words, like that doesn't necessarily have to be the rich neighborhood or the poor neighborhood, or like if a house is really decorated for Halloween, or I mean, there doesn't seem to be any pattern.
I'll tell you, ow. In my experience, the rich neighborhoods where you would think the full size bars are at, they're the ones giving the shitty candy. You know, that's where you go to get like the Tootsie Rolls and the little strawberry ones that have the goo inside with the wrapper that looks like a strawberry, you know? Now, don't get me wrong. I like those strawberry candies, but they're not high dollar candies, you know?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't really seem to be a rhyme or reason as to who hands out full-size candy bars.
No. And finally, over 50% of parents stash some Halloween candy to enjoy later in the year.
We call that a parent's tax.
Parent tax. Bingo. My parent tax is the Kit Kat bars, but again, we'll get to that in a minute. Are
you not just to interject in Halloween in general here? Are you a big Halloween celebrator?
No.
Like do you decorate your house?
No. I'm not. I don't decorate for it. I'm trying to think. Oh, fuck. I think 2018 may have been the last time I dressed up for it, and that was the first time in a long time that I had dressed up for it. Yeah, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I did back in the day. This is way back in the day. I did used to throw Halloween parties, but that was more of an excuse to get drunk. But haven't done that in a very long time either. So.
Yeah, like I enjoyed it. I think the best time I ever had was, as an adult anyway, was me. We got a bunch of us together, and we all dressed up like the A-Team. So we had a whole A-Team ensemble, right? Nice. And we even had a real life black guy as Mr. T. So,
I like how you put that. It's like up here in Wisconsin, we had this. We had a rarity. We had a rarity.
Yeah, and we even had a guy walking ahead of us playing on a jukebox. Not a jukebox, but what do you call it?
Like a boombox. Yeah, playing the theme. Yeah,
the theme, and then we'd enter. It was pretty badass, I will say.
Nice.
Pretty badass. We put a lot of effort. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite costume that I did would have been in college. My buddy Carl and I dressed up as Jay and Silent Bob. And needless to say, I went as Silent Bob. And it worked out well. The only part that really sucked is I really threw myself into the character. And so we're at this party. And I'm being really quiet. You know, because I'm in character, man. But
people are like, that guy's a jerk.
No. Here's the problem. When you're not talking to people at a party, what are you doing? You're slamming back booze.
Oh, yes.
I got way drunker than everybody else. And
was it harder to stay in character when you're drunk?
At some point, look, I'm not proud of it. I don't remember a lot of that night. I've been told about things that I did at that party that, it is what it is.
More like Blackout Bob than something.
It was rough. The host of this party, I was working at a GameStop at the time, and the assistant manager was a very, very nice, very, very kind, but very large and manly lesbian. And we were at her house, and she and her girlfriend at the time, I think now wife, they were hosting. And apparently at some point during the evening, after I had lost, this is in the blackout stage, I must have inquired about the logistics of how that takes place. And if you know what I mean. And
I do.
They thought it was very funny the next day, which I'm so glad they didn't take offense and they thought it was amusing. I was mortified when I found out that had happened. But, I apparently inquired about, how does that work? And
My question
Yeah.
would be, how does that work with the basis system? You know, that screws up the whole base system.
100%. Yeah, I mean,
Third base is now a home run. What the fuck is
that's
this?
the thing. There's no home runs at that point. You
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, not without, technical assistance. Maybe it's like a pinch hitter.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so before we get into the, we kind of go around some of the states. I don't know if we need to go all 50 of them. We can hit some of the states. How about we go back and forth and discuss favorites and least favorites? Now, I have my list written out, and I can tell you I have 6 on my favorites list, and I have 3 on my least favorite list. I couldn't break it down.
I had the opposite problem. I found it a lot easier to come up with ones I hate. I don't know what that says about me, but
it says you're picky. But
yeah, I'm a pessimist, I guess.
I guess. Well,
so what do you want to start? Doing least or favorites?
I feel like you and I may have a debate on one of my. I feel like my hot take in the least favorites could possibly strike a debate. I don't know. So I feel like we should start in the favorites.
Okay.
So do you want to go first?
Are we ranking or just shitting?
No, I think we're just throwing them out there.
Okay. Favorites, the only ones when the kids go trick-or-treating that I say, if you get these, I'm taking, are Twix and Butterfinger. Those are my two favorites.
Twix is a good one. I forgot about Twix, actually, when I was putting my list together. Now, see, I will say, I don't take all of them from my kid. But these are the ones that I have on my list are ones that I will obviously would like to get. Now, I have a slight unfair advantage on a lot of parents in that my kid doesn't really like candy. He's not big into sweets in general, which does make me question his parenthood or his lineage. But I will say he does look enough like me that I can't not claim him. But dude, I mean, all he eats is fucking Dum Dum Pops and cookies. Like, he's not an ice cream kid. He's not a cake kid. He doesn't like any other candy but Dum Dum Pops, for God's sakes.
My son has the opposite problem. He's everything sweet.
Any kind of sucker my kid is in for. So if it's on a stick, he's good with it. Otherwise, I kind of have free reign. So it's kind of nice. I don't really have to tax my kid. My kid just gives it to me.
That's good.
It is good. But so my favorite, I really like Kit Kats. I love Kit Kats.
Are good.
And
they'd make my list. Yeah.
I'm super. I would love to get my hands on some of the limited edition flavors from like Japan. Like the special ones.
Yeah. I saw. I think it was Instagram or something. There's some sort of box subscription you can do.
I saw that.
Where it's like you get a different country and all their like snacks and sweets in that section.
We've got a grocery store here in St. Louis that carries like stuff like it's a world market. It's not world market like the chain. It's like a world market, so like it's a global market. Let's call it that, a global market. And they carry a whole bunch of the problem with the Kit Kats is that like they have the different flavors, but they're in like the giant pack to where you get like 20 sticks. And I don't want that. I want like
a gamble.
Yeah, exactly. It's a gamble and it's expensive. So I want like a little 4-stick pack so I can be like, oh, I want to try the mochi berry and whatever. And then if I don't like it, then it's like, I'm not really out anything,
Mm-hmm.
And then the stuff that they do have in the small things like the ketchup potato chips, they don't have big bags of that.
Is it called Kit Kat over there, or is it like a Kita Kata?
Kita Kata. Oh, see, I don't know if we can get away with that because we don't have Bobby Lee on our show. So like, I don't know if we can get away with that shit.
Oh, you just lost all your.
I know.
Your Asian listeners. I guess.
I like Reese's cups. Cups.
Reese's solid. Can't go wrong. Reese's.
No.
I like what is the subsidiary of Reese's Cups? Reese's Pieces.
Mhm,
Those are good.
mhm.
Those are kind of a rare find. You don't often see those.
You know, I see
And
them at the movie theater more than anything else.
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
And so speaking of the movie theater, the next two I see at the movie theater all the time. I rarely I see one of them at Halloween time, the other one I really don't, but I put it on the list anyway. So Mike and Ike's, I like Mike and Ike's.
It's more of a movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other one that I do see at Halloween time is Milk Duds.
Okay. Well, we'll save that for the.
Oh
the
shit.
next one.
Okay, all right. And then
Twizzlers. Twizzlers are another one.
Twizzlers,
Twizzlers,
solid.
Those are like a perfect movie theater snack.
See, Dots are my perfect movie theater snack.
Okay.
I love Dots. I don't know why I'm the weirdo that likes Dots.
Is this your hot take?
No, that is not my hot take. But like, dude, you have no idea. Like, if I go in my cupboard right now, I have like 3 or 4 different boxes of Dots, and it's like different ones. So like, they came out this summer with like the lemonade Dots, where it's like it's like a lemonade and then like a cherry lemonade and a berry. It's like all these different lemonade flavors, and then I've got one in there that's it's the Halloween one, and they're all like white. But when you eat them, it has the different flavors, and you don't know which flavor it's going to be until you eat it's a ghostly dot, and that kind of thing.
Mystery flavor.
Yeah. And so, anyway, so I like dots. But, no, and the last one on my favorite list was, oh, God, this one I've caught in shit. I've got shit for this one, too. Mr. Goodbar.
Those are good, but again, you don't see it too much.
You only see it at Halloween time. It's in the multi-pack
Halloween,
things.
I was going to say, when you buy a variety pack.
Yep.
So
But, dude, it's a Hershey bar with peanuts in it. It's great. I love a Mr. Goodbar.
I'm trying to think, what's the other one that is it
Crackle.
Crackle, yes.
Crackle is the bastard stepchild version of Crunch Bar.
Yeah.
It's like one is made by Nestle and one is made by Hershey, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a Pepsi Coke thing.
Yeah, but it's the exact same thing. It's just a chocolate bar with the puffed rice or whatever in it. But I like a Crackle, I like a Crunch, but it didn't make my list. So all right, so now you have more of the least favorite ones. So let's get into that.
Not only do I have a least favorite, I have them ranked.
Oh shit!
I have them ranked here, and I feel bad because you've already mentioned a couple of them.
Well, that's all right. We can debate.
All right, number 5. I'm gonna go with Milk Duds.
I mean, I understand why you're putting him on there because, dude, there have been a few times that I thought that I was gonna permanently have a dud, stuck to my tooth. Thankfully, I don't have any fillings to rip out, so that's not a concern. But I can see why it could be a problem.
That is a big factor in their ranking. Is the number 4 Dots.
Oh shit!
Fuck
your list, Nick.
I feel like I just had sex with your girlfriend or something.
Oh, just wait.
And again, it's basically the same problem, except amplified that you have with the Milk Duds. Those fuckers will like spackle to your teeth.
Dude, back when I worked at the movie theater, assholes would buy dots literally they would lick the bottoms of them, and then they'd throw them at the movie screen, and they would instantly stick to that movie screen. And so you'd have to get the little scraper, the chisel thing, and fucking scrape it off the screen because they adhered to the screen. So no, I know what you're talking about.
Something that does that should not be on your favorite list.
I like them.
The flavor, well, if they could get the flavor instituted in a better delivery system, I wouldn't hate them so much.
I get it.
Number three, Whoppers.
I used to really like Whoppers as a kid, and as I've gotten older, it's like I can do okay, one of the bags that I bought the other day had Whoppers in it, and they come in these little sleeves of 3 Whoppers.
And just to be clear, we're talking about the candy, not the sandwich. Correct?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And so I can do a sleeve of 3 Whoppers, and that taste will be enough to last me a year. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't need to have a ton of Whoppers.
It's not a treat. I don't
It's really
like.
not.
I don't know what it's like. Ugh. I don't even like. They've been around forever, so somebody's liking them.
I know, dude. And it's not just Whoppers; it's just malted milk balls in general. They've been around forever. But yeah,
I don't.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not what you would call a fan.
And number 2, which is probably going to be most people's number 1, candy corn.
So okay, so candy corn by itself, I'm not a fan.
Okay,
However,
you're gonna do the peanut thing.
yes,
Is that where you're going?
yes. Have you done that?
Yeah, I have done it, and it does improve the flavor.
It
but if
tastes like a payday bar.
If I gotta fucking do mad scientist shit just to make a candy edible, I don't have that kind of time.
I get it. But if you're having like a party and you have a dish out and you just pour some peanuts and some candy corn in it and people are grabbing it by the handful, it does taste like a payday bar. It's not bad that way.
That is a better setting for that than to hand out at Trick or Treat. Yes,
yeah.
And number one. So I've never seen this shit in the fucking stores. I don't know where people are buying these, but you see them at Halloween. I don't know what the hell they're called, but they're the orange and black wrapper things. They're supposed to taste like peanut butter. They come in just plain orange and black wrappers. You have to know what I'm talking about here.
I don't actually.
You can't go to the store and buy it. They basically don't exist.
Are they like a hard candy?
They're like
or like a taffy?
Kind of in between. Kind of like a Tootsie Roll meets taffy kind of texture or consistency.
Okay.
But they're just solid orange or black wrappers. Okay.
And I don't know them. I don't know what you're talking about.
You must have no. You fucking know them. Don't play this game with me.
I don't, dude. I take my candy seriously, and I don't.
I think I saw them on that link you sent me. I think they're on there.
Oh, are they on there? Okay, well we'll review that.
I want to say, don't quote me on this. I want to say it's something like peanut butter kisses or something like that. They're called, but they don't taste anything like peanut butter.
Oh.
Okay, you can't buy them anywhere. I don't know where people are getting these.
Huh.
But you see them
probably at a Cracker Barrel. You probably get a big old bag of them at a Cracker Barrel.
Nobody likes them, and the only people that generally hand them out generally are older people, right? So I don't know if it's like one of those things that once you hit like 65, you like them, and then you think everybody likes them.
Maybe. Or maybe they were popular back in the old days, you know. So
Yes. Ever since I was a kid, and you still see them now. I mean, that's a rabbit hole to go down too, right there. When I was a kid, like people would be like doing baked goods and stuff.
Yeah.
Pennies. I used to get pennies. People would hand out like handfuls of pennies.
Yep. You don't get that shit anymore.
No, I don't know if it's like that whole like razor blade and the caramel apple, urban legend that goes around every year.
I do remember being a kid. I always had to like, the cops had the X-ray thing where they would like look over your candy and all that, and that seems like that kind of has gone away.
Yeah, so I don't even. It seemed like every generation had that legend. I don't know if there's any truth to that or if that was just
I don't know. I mean, I would say that theoretically, like, I would think that these days you'd have more to be concerned about if somebody, like, taking a needle and injecting something into your Snicker bar. But, what do I know?
I tell you what, Whoppers or a Milk Dud or a Dot would be better with some fentanyl in it if they could do that.
Don't say that. I like dots. It's like great.
That's what the fucking.
I'm gonna have some fucking flavor. Dots and start foaming at the mouth.
The white mystery flavor, I think, is fentanyl.
Fentanyl. Okay, well that's good to know. Well, speaking of like weird substances, my number one in terms of like least favorite candy has got to be Smarties.
Smarties, yeah.
That shit it's chalk, dude. It's pure chalk, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, they're not it's just sugar. It's just sugar. It's chalk sugar. Now, for our Canadian listeners,
Well, that's true.
A Smartie in Canada means something completely different.
Yeah, it's basically like an M&M.
It's like an M&M. Yeah.
Yep. No, I'm not talking about those Smarties. I'm talking about the chalk Smarties. Come in like a roll.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Yeah. Those probably would make an honorable mention for my least favorite too.
So my next one is hot tamales or anything that's fake cinnamon.
Ooh. You don't like cinnamon gum or
I don't
anything
like
that?
cinnamon, Big Red, none of that shit. I don't like cinnamon flavor, fake cinnamon. Like, what is the liquor with the fake cinnamon? Oh fuck.
Like Fireball?
Yeah, can't stand it. Can't stand that shit at all. Ugh. Fake cinnamon and fake grape. You give me either one of those, you might as well have just hocked a loogie in my Halloween bag.
Okay, that's interesting.
I can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Passion is what I'm getting.
Oh, 100%. Now, I'm going to give you my hot take.
Okay.
And this is one that, don't get me wrong, if this is all there is to eat, I'll eat one. I won't be necessarily happy with it, but I'll eat it. But I do not care for Butterfinger.
Okay, that is your hot take. That's your hot take.
That's my hot take.
Okay, yeah, I am a Butterfinger fan.
I'm not a Butterfinger fan. It's just it's so dry and flaky, and it's just like no, not a Butterfinger fan.
I see why people don't like Butterfinger, but I think that's why I like Butterfinger. Like nothing else tastes like Butterfinger. It's such a unique flavor.
Yeah,
and I think they redid their recipe a couple years back, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see why people don't like it. However, do like it. So,
no, I mean,
I don't know
more power to you, but
and like your study showed, I think it is growing in popularity.
It seems to be. Well, so then let's go to the top 10 list here. So this is the top 10 most popular Halloween candy nationwide. This isn't broken down by state. This is just total. Okay. However, when you break it down by state, typically one of these is taking the top spot. So at number 1, like we said, M&M's. Followed at number 2 with Reese's Cups. Number 3, you have Sour Patch Kids. Number 4, you have Skittles.
Interesting.
Number 5 is Starburst.
Wow.
I mean, I like Starburst, but I get the all reds. I like the red ones the best.
Yeah. Did you ever do that thing where like you were in grade school and you try to unwrap it in your mouth? That's
no.
Oh, that used to be the thing. Like you could tell if you're a good kisser if you can unwrap.
I never met those girls. Yeah, no.
No. Well, it sounded like you had a Halloween party with those girls.
I mean, I wish. Number 6. It's true now that you say that, but they weren't interested in me. Number 6 is hot tamales, which again, ugh. Number 7 is candy corn. Number 8.
These are favorites.
These are favorites. These are legit.
Where the fuck is Snickers?
Well, number 8 is Hershey Kisses. Number 9 is Hershey Mini Bars, and number 10 is Butterfinger. Snickers didn't make the top 10.
Doesn't that surprise you?
It does surprise me. Now, I'm skimming the state-by-state list here. Alaska really likes its Sour Patch Kids. Shooby-dooby-doo. Connecticut coming in with Almond Joy.
Oh, there's a good one.
Which, I thought that's kind of interesting. And number 2 in Connecticut was the Milky Way. Delaware, they also like the Sour Patch Kids. Fucking Georgia with Jolly Ranchers.
Okay.
I mean,
well, Jolly Ranchers are a lot like Starburst in the sense like it depends on what flavor you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but who wants a hard candy?
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
That is. Like it's just not. Yeah. Now Idaho comes in with Snickers. So
okay.
Idaho,
I would have guessed potatoes, but okay.
They like their French fries. Illinois, it's Sour Patch Kids, and okay. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. Indiana, Starburst, followed by Hot Tamales.
I'm trying to think like in my state, what do I see the most of, right?
Yeah.
And I want to say it's Probably Butterfingers and Snickers, I would say, is probably the two.
Well, we'll get to your state. I'm going through the list here. So, Louisiana. I'm by the way, I'm highlighting states that either you and I have a connection to, maybe we have a lot of listeners in, or have something unique. And in this case, Louisiana coming in with Lemonheads as the number one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now that's going to divide people. I think you would either really like or really hate a Lemonhead.
I'm not a fan, but, I don't mind it, but I wouldn't say it's my number one, pick.
I would see that. That would be like a digestif, I would think.
Yeah.
You'd eat that at the end. Sort of.
Yeah. Maryland, candy corn. So don't go trick-or-treating in Maryland.
Yeah.
Minnesota, hot tamales, followed by Tootsie Pops. They're very boring in Minnesota.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
It's probably tampons now.
Oh my God.
It's just the time of year,
Yeah.
This next.
Okay. North Dakota, hot tamales and candy corn. So, yep. Now, okay, here, here, Nebraska. You've got Sour Patch Kids followed by saltwater taffy.
Wow,
I'm sorry. Nebraska is not the place I would have expected to get saltwater taffy.
I would not either. Like there's not a place further from the ocean.
I know. New Hampshire, you have Reese's Cups and M&Ms. Let's see what else. Continuing on the list here, Ohio, we have Blow Pops, followed by M&Ms. So Ohio likes the Blow Pops. What else? I'm just continuing down the list here. South Dakota, top spot, Jolly Ranchers, boring. But you're right. There's Texas with Sour Patch Kids. Utah. Let's talk about Utah. Candy corn followed by Tootsie Pops.
Fucking Mormons. Man.
Right? And you know what? I think I've had like one download in the history of the show in Utah. So like, yeah, whatever.
Somebody passing through.
Exactly. All right, here you go, buddy. Wisconsin, top spot, Butterfinger, followed by hot tamales.
Oh, so you just would hate trick-or-treating.
I'm really not a fan of trick-or-treating in Wisconsin. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Not to mention how cold it is. I think it snowed last year.
And here's Wyoming, and I'm gonna go the three spots. I'm gonna go first, second, and third. I have not been mentioning the third place spot in some of these states, but Wyoming, Reese's Cups take the first spot. All right.
Okay.
Second, you have saltwater taffy, and third, you have double bubble gum.
The double bubble.
I mean, I can get behind the Reese's Cups, but man, the rest of it's so dull. Just so dull.
Nobody's see the double bubble is shit like you would trade away. Like,
it's the stuff you get that's in like the big variety bag. Yeah. And like, you want like two things in the bag, but it also has the double bubble in it.
Yeah. Like you're given like 5 pieces of double bubble for one Snickers or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, looking now on the list, so that was broken down by state. Now, when they did the least favorite candies, they did not break that down by state. They just gave us the top 10 of the least favorite candies. And, man, my headset just keeps coming in and out. Anyway, I can hear myself in my head, so that's fine. But
I can hear you fine.
Okay, that's good. So number 10 is the Good and Plenty. Now, it took the number 10 spot, and it kicked off Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls was the number 10. However, it is now the Good and Plenty.
What is a Good and Plenty? Refresh my memory. What's
it's like it's like a Mike and Ike, only it's pink and white, like little licorice drop things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're really not good. They're really not good.
Yeah.
Number 9 is the Bit-O Honey.
Okay.
Which
I can see that.
I was never a fan, but like I don't hate it,
Yeah. That's kind of just indifference.
Yeah, exactly. It's just there, Sorry, trying to correct this. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, number 8 is Smarties.
Yeah.
It moved from number 7 to number 8 this year. However, it still sucks. So,
Yeah.
it's gross. It's gross. Number 7, moving up the list from number 9, is black licorice.
Yeah, that's a yeah. Kids hate black licorice.
I hate black licorice. I mean, dude,
I used to hate black licorice, but as I got older, I like it a lot more.
yeah, when I get like an anise flavor on a cigar, it turns me off.
Yeah, I generally only found that with Cameroon.
Yeah.
I tell you what, not to gross you out,
Oh God.
probably one of my favorite ice creams,
Oh God.
black licorice.
Seriously? I didn't even know that was an
Licorice chip,
ice cream flavor.
I don't know if that's like a national thing. We have a pretty famous, I don't know how famous, but famous in the area anyway. Ice cream place down the road from me, and yeah, it's licorice chip. It's fucking delightful.
Oh God. All right. Well, good for you. So number 6 is definitely an old person candy because this is like, I mean, this thing's oh God, the wax Coke bottles.
Yes. Now another. I tell you what. I enjoy them, but people are always grossed out when they see me eat them because
You eat the wax, don't you?
Yeah, I chew on the
God
wax.
bless it.
It's like it's an oral thing. It's an oral fixation.
Oh,
thing,
I bet. I bet it is with you.
Yeah. So if I don't have a cigar, I'll chew on some wax.
So number 5, I don't even know what this is. It's called a Mary Jane.
Do you have a picture? Is there a picture?
It's a peanut butter and molasses
Ugh.
kind of candy. I wonder if this is that bullshit you were talking about.
No, you would know when you saw it, man.
Well, I don't know what a Mary Jane is.
Do they have a picture of a Mary Jane?
No, they don't have a picture. And see,
it could be.
And let's be real. These days you go oh, there's my headset coming back in. These days you go trick or treating, and you say like, "Oh, I'm giving out Mary Jane." Lord knows what the hell you're giving kids, So, anyway, yeah, shit. Now I'm back.
The only reason that it can't be my thing on the list is because it's too far down. Okay.
Number 5 is too far down for you.
Yeah, if it was the thing I was talking about, that'd be number 1.
I think that. Well, I'm looking ahead, and I think the thing you might be talking about might be number 2. I don't know, but coming in at number 4 is the Necco wafer, which
pretty bland.
Yeah,
I mean it's not really offensive. It just doesn't really taste like anything.
Yeah. Number 3 is candy corn, which we've covered that. I mean, we know where we're at with that. Yeah, I think it's my mic. I think my mic actually is like coming in and out. I think that's why I'm like having issues. It's registering in the board. The little lights are bouncing when it's like not working right, but it's like lower. Whereas now it's coming in much clearer. So, yeah, the editing on this episode might be fun. I might need to. I swear, I need more fucking new equipment. Electronics and smoke do not mix, and these electronics have been through a lot of smoke, let me tell you.
Yeah, wear and tear.
Yeah, exactly. Number 2 is peanut butter kisses.
That's my thing. I'm telling you.
Oh shit! Here you go. Often mistaken for Mary Janes due to their plain black and orange wrappers, they offer neither the charm of Reese's nor the indulgence of other peanut butter candies. Seems like they'll need more than a classic appeal to escape the worst list next year. They're up from number 4 from last year.
Because people are finding out about these. Dude,
Yep.
They're awful.
And number 1, circus peanuts.
Oh, I forgot about circus peanuts.
I'll tell you what, I haven't seen circus peanuts since I was like a wee little kid.
Yeah,
so
much like my number 1 is like, where do you even buy them? You just they just pop up and Halloween and people are giving them out, and you're like, what? No, you keep this. I don't want this shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not worried about it. But yeah, it's fucking circus peanuts.
That's a commendable list. I don't have too many issues in that list. Actually.
No, I was gonna say the only thing that I would say is that Butterfinger's not listed, but such is life.
and you admitted that was a hot take, so
it was, and also I'll freely admit that I will have one if that's what's available. But it's kind of one of those things that when you have your Halloween bucket and you start eating it, obviously you're eating your favorite stuff first, and eventually you get to the point when it's just all the candy that you really don't want, but it's just sitting there, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The Butterfingers are in that pile,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Speaking of tasty treats, how's your cigar?
It's not bad. I've been having to try and make sure I keep it going because I'm talking a lot. But I will say I've gotten a surprising amount of time out of this thing. I'm down to like the final third now. But we've
I've been doing less talking, so I'm just finishing up here. I got a couple puffs less than that, but I noticed it kind of picked up in strength there towards the end. Too.
Yeah. Which I did do an off the foot retro hail while the greatest commercial you ever heard was playing. And the spice and pepper and whatnot is definitely contained within the retro hail on this cigar. But all in all, it's a very good, enjoyable, smooth cigar.
You can definitely taste the Nicaraguan tobacco in that one.
Yeah.
Especially through the nose.
Yeah. Now, before we get into other various topics, I had a news article that I read last episode talking about the bodies hitting the highway in
that was
Denmark.
That was something.
Whatever.
It was Poland.
Poland,
which
yes.
Which makes sense that would happen in Poland.
Yeah, and so you gotta be kidding me. You gotta freaking make me fucking go to the app. God bless it. You guys didn't make me go to the app the last time I looked at this page. Here, let me see if I can look at it in the reader.
Is there like an update? Did they come back to life? What are we?
No. This is a different thing.
Okay.
But I'm wanting to do this. Show it in the reader. Come on, you bastard. Fucking bullshit. Well, I have an article here that I was gonna bring up. Let's see if I can bring it up this way because this is pissing me off. This is what I get for having shit ready, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't. All right, there we go.
This was not listed on the show notes. That's probably why. No,
it was listed in my show notes. It's just not yours. But I wanted to discuss this with you in terms of, just a fucked up kind of news thing, because I don't know. I was amused by the corpses in the road thing, and so I had this little bit of news cross my radar today, and the article's only 13 hours old. But a 19-year-old Walmart employee whose body was discovered inside of a Canadian Walmart superstore was found inside a, quote, large walk-in oven. The unidentified employee, quote, was located in a large walk-in oven belonging to the store's bakery department, the Halifax Regional Police Department in Nova Scotia said in an update late Tuesday. The department stressed, it's important to note that the investigation has not reached a point where the cause and manner of death have been confirmed, but they're saying that it's complex and may take a significant amount of time, and they're not saying that it's being eyed as potentially criminal, but the dead worker has yet to be identified. She was apparently a member of the local Sikh community and only moved to Canada a few years ago from India. So they apparently know who she is, but they haven't said who she is. The cops are working out of respect for the associate and their family. They cannot provide any additional information. the Canada's Department of Labor Skills and Immigration, because they had to add a U into it. Also issued a stop work order for the bakery and, quote, one piece of equipment. And so, and I guess Walmart has issued. They've closed. They have yet to say when the store will reopen, and they're giving staff members access to virtual and on-site support, including grief counseling. But anyway, yeah.
Was she punched in this whole time,
dude?
Her
paycheck's gonna be huge. No, I mean, like, how fucked up of a. I'll tell you what. In terms of like top 3 ways for me to go, being burned alive is in the top 3. So like, being burned alive in who has a walk-in oven in a bakery? I mean, obviously Walmart, but like, I've never heard of a walk-in oven except for fucking Holocaust.
I was gonna say, not since 1940.
Exactly.
Oh well, that's not only insane. That's asylum.
There you go. I gotta get fucking Asylum to sponsor that bit, or there you go, Mr. Jonathan. You can just have that one for free. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll see if that and the dead body in fucking Poland or wherever the fuck, if that pops up on the Authority, I'll know that Mr. Jonathan's just ripping off news articles from me.
So is this like a Canadian Walmart thing where you have walk-in ovens? Maybe,
having never worked at a Walmart, maybe all of them have walk-in ovens. I don't know.
I guess I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, it sure. I don't know, but yeah, apparently in Nova Scotia, they've got a walk-in oven, or in Halifax or whatever. Maybe that's in Nova Scotia. I don't know. My geography is horrible, but you get my point. They've got a walk-in oven up there.
You also got a haunted Walmart, no?
Yeah, no shit. It's like, who's buying the freaking Play-Doh cookies from that Walmart? Not this guy, let me tell you.
Oh, God, that's you're fucking trapped in Walmart for eternity.
Yeah, how hellacious of a fate is that? You're stuck haunting a fucking Walmart in Halifax.
Oh my God, it is an appropriate spooky tale for Halloween time.
And dude, think about it. Like, okay, here's a question: when you let's just when you die and you're a ghost, are you now a ghost looking as how you looked when you died? So, like, are you permanently stuck in the clothes that you were wearing when you died?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
So now, is this poor woman stuck in a fucking blue vest for the rest of eternity?
Well, I don't know. It's going to be a slightly charred blue, I think.
I mean, kind of makes you wonder about these poor souls that are, dying in the middle of like, deviant sexual acts. It's like, are they walking around with ball gags for all of eternity? It's like, I hope not, but could be. You never know. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll know one day.
Yeah, that's true. I need to stop sleeping naked.
Oh,
I always say I sleep. I always say that, like, I want to die in my sleep. So yeah, I need to. I need to stop that now that I think about it.
Spooky season is here.
No shit. All right. Well, let's do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. Brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. All right, buddy. So, have you watched anything lately?
Oh, okay. So, basically, my viewing hasn't changed too much from the last time I was on. So, I basically just been watching 2 shows, which both come out on Sunday, and they're both phenomenal. And that is From and Penguin. Okay.
All right. Now, before you get into Penguin, I haven't watched any of it yet. I'm waiting for episodes to bank up, and I'm going to binge the hell out of it.
Yeah, I'm a I'm a couple episodes behind myself.
Okay.
But it basically is just a mob show. I mean, like
that's what I've gathered. It's like if you take Batman and you take Sopranos and mash them together, you get the Penguin.
So yeah, you don't really have to. I mean, I think it appeals to comic book dudes just because they know the story, but then it kind of just appeals to people that like mob shows like myself. So
okay,
it's and I honestly, had I not known that was Colin Farrell, I don't think I ever would know that.
I will say I remember him from the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, the most recent one, and he was in that. And I agree. Like, dude, the makeup on him is amazing.
Yeah. And like his mannerisms, everything. It's just So yeah, I've been watching that, and then from honestly, not enough people know about the show. It's the greatest show on TV. It's hard to find. It's only on MGM Plus right now.
Did you ever figure out that one show you were talking about?
What's that?
The Jesus Show?
I finished it. I still know what the fuck it's called.
Okay.
It's like the sinner and the savior, I think, or something.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say it's HBO Max, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But yeah,
dude,
From so good. Can't say enough good things. It's one of those shows though, like probably if you were to watch it, it'd probably be best to do like you're doing and just bank up, because every episode ends on a cliffhanger and you're just like, you gotta wait until next week.
Yeah.
But recently, outside of those two shows, what I've been doing is, as it's gotten colder at night, what I like to do after I have a cigar, I'll come in and just kind of fall asleep-ish, just not really fall asleep, but kind of relax under the covers with some hot tea and something I'm familiar with, and just kind of fall asleep too. So obviously that means I've been watching like De Niro movies every day for the past couple of weeks.
Okay, then.
So, like last night I watched Deer Hunter, and that's on Netflix now. So
nothing puts you to bed quicker than the Deer Hunter.
So like the wedding scene in Deer Hunter alone is like my whole wedding did not take as long as to watch that wedding scene. Like that is, they could have shaved an hour off that wedding scene.
Yeah. Gotten it down to one VHS.
Mm-hmm. Great. To get to Vietnam, you're like investing 2 hours.
Oh my God. Okay. I talked about this in my solo episode, the last one. Have you watched Chimp Crazy?
No. Well, I should say no, but my wife watched it, and so I caught kind of,
dude,
passing through the rooms.
It's 45 minutes south of me, and it's fucking
That's what you're saying.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's Tiger King level crazy,
dude.
Not quite, but close.
Well, it's the same people, right?
Well, it's the same guy who made the documentary. Yes.
Yeah. And from my experience, Chimp people are fucked up, right?
Seems that way. Sure, seems that way.
Yeah, a lot of this. So, probably my favorite podcast I've ever listened to was outside of yours, of course.
Oh well, thank you. The one you're on.
Was back in the day. It was Gilbert Gottfried's podcast, right?
Okay.
And it was just phenomenal. And it basically was about old Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, like, just obscure actors they were talking about and shit. And a reoccurring theme that they must have mentioned probably on like 10 episodes over the years was how these old Hollywood people, they would these old Hollywood actresses, like in the 40s and 50s, it was in vogue to train these chimps to perform cunnilingus on women.
Holy crap!
So these old Hollywood actresses would own chimps just so they could fucking go down on them.
Dear God.
I roll, right?
Well, and then you got that one chimp that ripped that woman's face off.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's dangerous as hell.
I know, chimps are fucking dangerous, man.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And all the people that own chimps, they're fucked up. Like you look at Michael Jackson and this lady from this documentary. Yeah, I think you described it perfectly. It's like people that want to have kids, but
they don't want the kids to grow up. They just want them to permanently be a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same kind of mentality to people that as adults collect like dolls.
Oh yeah.
Dress them up and
yeah.
But yeah, I've heard good things about it. That documentary.
You need to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this week I've taken some time and I've binged through all but the most recent episode of Agatha All Along on Disney Plus, the Marvel thing.
Oh, okay.
And admittedly, going into it, I wasn't like looking forward to it because I was just like, whatever. I don't care about this, dude. It's been a great show. If you liked WandaVision, if you're somebody out there who liked WandaVision, this is it's a spinoff of that, and it's really, really good.
If memory serves, you discussed this with a comic book guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I basically said like I was not looking forward to it, and I'll tell you what, it's not bad. Like if you watch WandaVision and if you watch Doctor Strange 2, you have everything you need to watch. Which that's the real problem with Marvel right now is you got to watch like 8 billion things in order to like get it.
That's probably by design.
Well, yes, but I feel like it's keeping people out. Like there are people that were with it all the way up until Avengers Endgame, and then they kind of got they got that ending, and they're kind of over it, and now it's been going since Endgame was 2019. That's 5 years ago, and so there's 5 years worth of content, and that includes movies and TV shows. So now, somebody wanting to catch up, they're not going to do it. So
yeah, it's an undertaking.
It is.
There's a lot of shit out there.
And that's the problem. There's a lot of other content they can consume instead of that. So now they did just have the New York Comic Con, and they announced a couple new Star Trek shows, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Oh.
But I'll hold off on that. But one thing I wanted to ask during this segment: Halloween specials. When you and I were kids, they had Halloween specials. Like you had the Peanuts with the Great Pumpkin, and Garfield had one. They were Halloween specials. Are there any specific ones that stick out in your head that you're like, yes, that was my favorite? Like Halloween, it was special when you saw that.
I would say the pumpkin one sticks out to me. Beyond that, not really. I don't know the time frame that they did these, if this was around Halloween or not, but I remember that when we were kids, in the early 90s, early to mid 90s, every year, Stephen King would release on ABC like a mini series.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was around Halloween or not, but like clockwork there for 8 years in a row. I think it was like the first one they did.
Yeah, there was there was The Stand.
Stand, yeah.
Tommy Knockers. There was a Tommy Knockers.
Yeah.
The Langoliers. Remember the Langoliers? Yeah.
Yeah. Storm of the Century.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They redid The Shining to make it more like the book. That one kind of sucked.
Oh, is that the one that starred the brother from Wings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because The Shining, Stephen King and Kubrick
they did not get along. Yeah.
I love The Shining, and I can see how it's I can see if King's impression in this. I can see Kubrick's, and so I thought it worked, but yeah, they did not get along. So
did you
watch? If you read the book, it differs quite a bit from the book. So you wanted to make it more true to the book one, which is that shitty one. Yeah.
Did you watch the remake of The Stand?
I did, and The Stand is not only my favorite book, my favorite Stephen King book, but maybe my favorite book. Period.
Okay.
So it's I want to say it was because they had The Stand, the book, and I read that in 8th grade, and then they came out with they're if 2,000 pages isn't long enough for you, what you really need is the expanded stand, and that came out a couple years later. Now they added like 300 pages to that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God.
but yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought the remake was really good.
I started it, but I don't remember. I never got into it enough to where I kept going with it, and so I still haven't watched it.
It was, and actually, now that you kind of sparked something in me, as far as the Villiger segment's concerned, because I did watch, they redid Salem's Lot on HBO Max.
Yes.
And so we had a watch party and everything. I was really excited because that's probably our second favorite Stephen King book.
Yeah.
But they have just, if you read the book, it like makes for TV. Like you could see this visually, how this would be really good.
Yeah.
But like they never were able to capture that in any of the miniseries or the movies they did in the 70s. So I was really excited for this one. And this one might be worse.
Oh, God.
It was god awful.
Oh.
It was horrible.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it was very disappointing.
I really always liked growing up. I liked the Garfield Halloween special when Garfield and Odie went trick-or-treating and they ended up on the raft and like they're going down the fucking river and they end up at like this haunted house and shit like that and everything. I don't know what it was about that. I always really liked that one.
I got one.
Okay.
Every year, Treehouse of Terror. Treehouse of Terror.
Oh, well, yeah. Although,
yes.
Again, like most things with Simpsons, it kind of lost its luster after a while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I remember every year looking forward to those.
For me, Simpsons seasons 3 through 9 are like the sweet spot. That's like perfect comedy television right there. And after season 9, it kind of starts to taper.
Here's another one too. The show I didn't find was very good, but for some reason, their Halloween episodes are always really entertaining. Roseanne, if you ever watched.
Okay.
Every year they did a Halloween episode. I never really watched Roseanne.
I was gonna say I never really liked Roseanne.
I never really liked the show, but
I never really cared for it.
The Halloween episodes were always good. They all would dress up.
See, I've been binging Home Improvement, and I'm down to the last 4 episodes now. And anyway, I've been binging that, and they always did really good Halloween episodes on that show too.
That was a thing in the 90s, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, they haven't done the typical ABC show where they all go to Disney World. I'll give them credit for that. Remember when Disney bought ABC and like all of a sudden like Full House and every freaking show had to do the like families going to Disney World and they had like all the families going to Disney World and shit.
Yeah, it's like we know the Winslows cannot afford to go to that.
And why would they bring their neighbor kid that they can't stand? Why would they do that?
Kimmy Gibbler
walking around, and the step-by-step people walking around, and everybody went to Disney World. It was kind of like the Beach Boys. Why did the Beach Boys show up in every single freaking sitcom in the 90s for a while?
Well, I know there was a Full House connection with the John Stamos connection with the Beach Boys.
Dude, the Beach Boys ended up on Home Improvement as well. So, like, what is up with the Beach Boys just showing up everywhere in the 90s?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Maybe they sold Tim Allen cocaine.
Oh, let me tell you. The episode when they find that the oldest son had marijuana, boy, that was a fun episode to watch with the knowledge in the back of your head that Tim Allen had gone to jail for cocaine.
I thought you were going to take the Treymac angle.
Oh, no. That's a whole different. I'll let him eventually tell that story one day. But yeah.
But it's that character though, right?
Oh yeah, it's that character. It's it's that character.
Yeah.
But what the fuck was I saying? But like he's like on there like lecturing his kid about the evils of drugs and everything, and I'm thinking, dude, you don't have anywhere to go with this.
Yeah. You know? let me pull up your mugshot.
Well, and what was so funny is in the show, like the son asked his parents something along the lines of like, "You mean to tell me that like you never did this when you were a kid?" And all that, and like they made it to where Tim Allen's character said was no, that he was the straight-laced kid, but that it was the wife who had dabbled and gotten in trouble smoking marijuana back when she was a kid.
The writers had a field day with that.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, you are doing everything you can to distance Tim Allen from all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Let's do this now. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. Okay, so knowing that you have a boxing background,
Yes.
for the Blackbird segment here, I have a story.
Oh, I'm excited.
So in the days before ringside judges, state commissions, and $1 million paydays, boxers duked it out until one man was left standing. Unsurprisingly, this survival of the fittest approach to the sport often resulted in endless brawls. Specifically, on April 6th, 1893, when Andy Bowen and Jack Burke fought for an unbelievable 111 3-minute rounds. Trading blows for 7 hours and 19 minutes, the boxers pummeled each other until the referee finally called a stop to the massacre and ruled it a draw. And although there wasn't a decisive winner, the battle took a serious toll on both fighters. Burke was said to have broken all the bones in both of his hands and soon retired, while Bowen was killed in the ring in his very next fight. So, be like Burke and Bowen and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings.
Yes, a lot different back then. Now it sounds a lot cooler than it actually was, because what would happen in a lot of these rounds? So if they were wearing, they weren't.
I would say this was probably
they
bare
were-
knuckle.
Yeah, this is, and this is bare knuckle, but even as it got later into where they were almost wearing, I mean, you wouldn't really call them gloves, but some sort of pads
Yeah.
on their hands. Basically, what would happen is the first couple rounds would be like a normal fight, and then you'd be like, "Oh my God, my fucking hands hurt," and so you basically would just not do anything. You'd throw like one or two punches,
Yeah.
and allow your hands to kind of heal and the swelling to go down.
And you just kind of dance around the ring at one another.
Yeah, basically, it was the punch output wasn't like you think it would. It was a lot. It was a lot of rounds of just letting your hands heal. But yeah, that still remarkable. And yeah, and a lot of times when they would have like what was called a draw, the referee would just get we're talking like hours. So
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Fuck it, this is over. Like it's a draw. You both win."
Well,
This
I
is
mean-
before the Marquis of Queensberry rules. There were no 10-9 rounds or anything you want to on it,
it still seems impressive to me.
Oh, it's definitely impressive, yeah. But it's it's a lot of allowing your hands to heal for 20 minutes at a time.
I will say that the micro wrestling is coming back through my area.
The same company.
It is the same company. I need to look into when specific. I feel like that's coming up though, actually.
If that would be a good thing for your visitor if that coincides.
I don't believe it does. I'm looking at their website right now. Touring shows. Come on. Oh, come on.
No, they did a
There we go.
TV show. They did a TV show.
Yes.
I never watched it, but
I
think
haven't
he had-
watched it yet either. It is on my whatchamacallit list on oh shit, what's it on? Max. It's on Max.
Oh, okay.
And yes. So my visitor is going to miss it by like a week. So Thursday, November 7th, they're coming back through my area. I'm probably going to, I'm actually looking right now to see how much tickets are. So it looks as though standing room tickets are $24.99. Ringside tickets, which include guaranteed seating around the ring, that's $50 a piece. But I'll tell you what,
not a bad deal,
that is
honestly.
100% worth it. That is such a freaking great show. Like, I am so tempted to pull the trigger on that and go see the micro wrestlers again. That was such a hoot.
They put on a good show with those midgets.
They do. I mean, dude, by the time you're done, you don't know anybody going into it, but by the time you leave, you're like, yeah, that was. I mean, it's rousing. It's a rousing good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, those little fighters, they put all they have into it.
Is it at a strip club or where is it at?
No, this one's at a bar. I don't want to go to it at the strip club. That just feels
even
weird.
a bar is kind of.
Well,
yeah, you get those fuckers having, a thimble or two of beer.
They just get crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it because the place they're having it at the same place I saw it last time, and it was outdoors. So I'm thinking November 7th. I'm like, fuck, that could be kind of chilly,
Especially considering a lot of the outfits they wear aren't exactly
right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering, like, is it going to be outdoors? Because if it's going to be outdoors, it might be a bit chilly. I don't know if I want to put myself through that, but I don't know. I'll probably end up going.
You should record a pulpit live.
I don't know if I'm going to get away with that. I don't know if the bar is going to let me do that. I have quite the setup going on here. I mean, like, as I'm sitting here in my my garage, I got my ring light. I've got the iPad on the tripod. I got the board and everything else. I mean, yeah, it'd be a lot.
We got Micro Jackson and Jamaican Joe on the line here.
Dude, they have a wrestler named Jamaica Joe.
I know. I'm familiar.
Okay.
I didn't just pull that out of a hat.
I was gonna say, I'm like, damn, that's impressive. But yeah, okay, yeah. No, you're right. The one dude, it's like Ivar, the whatever.
Ivar the Micro. He's the MC.
He's their MC, but he actually is from my area. He went to the high school that my newspaper is actually located in.
He's the smallest of them. I think
he's got like the brittle bone disease too.
Yeah, I think he's in a wheelchair or something. Like that.
He's like, he was not supposed to live this long. So like every time he like wakes up right now is another day longer than the doctors gave him. So
at least he's not in a Walmart oven.
He is not in the Walmart oven. He'd be just a little loaf.
For some people.
Oh dear God. Anyway, well, that's all I got. In terms of the socials, I'm on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group, and Twitter/X, YouTube, where you can watch this. And I do need your calls for the Ask the Pulpit. You can give that hotline a call at area code 863-874-0000. Call, leave a message, leave me a question, and we'll get to those here one day soon. And Noah, where can people follow you?
I am Mr. Zalesnik on Instagram. That's a lot of cigars, a lot of snakes, a lot of in between.
That's about right.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cigars, a lot of snakes.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Why don't
you life in a nutshell?
You need to get a show. We got the tiger people getting shows. We got the chimp people getting shows. You need to get a show.
Well, so I don't know how official this is, but there's been some rumors. Hopefully you don't have many snake listeners, but the people that did Tiger King and the people that did Chimp Crazy it's real dirtball in the community. I hope he doesn't listen, but he was approached by Netflix, from what I understand.
Gross.
So there's all these various groups and stuff about boycotting this guy, but yeah, he's one of those guys that he's got a real bad reputation about like selling venomous snakes when he shouldn't be, and
Yeesh.
that whole it's no good. No good could come from, like, the community is already hated enough to showcase the underworld of snake breeding. It would not be a good thing.
The only thing that I would say that might make that not happen is, and I mean no disrespect to you, and obviously you like your snakes and lizards and things of that nature, and that's good. I mean, I'm glad that you do. But they're not cute and fuzzy and happy like when you look at a tiger, you're like, oh, it's majestic and it's fuzzy and it's whatever. It's kind of nice. You look at the chimps and you're like, oh, they're cute with their babies. You don't really like. That's not a typical reaction to a snake.
Well, you need to hang around me more often, because I'll just.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking audience-wise, I think it might be a tougher sell audience-wise.
Well, here's the fucked up part. Both a chimp and a tiger, even a cub, far more dangerous than 99% of the snakes out there.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
So I mean, that would tear you up.
I don't.
Cute and cuddly and fucking disembowel you.
What do they say? It's like, why is it friend shape if it's not a friend? Something like that. So yeah. But no, I get it. I'm with you. I understand that the vast majority of the snakes, they're just living their life. They don't mean any harm. It is what it is. But
the bad rap all the way back from the Book of Genesis, man. I tell you,
it's true. I mean, I don't know. Well, fun. Well, dude, I appreciate you taking time out to talk and do the Halloween candy thing. This was fun.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Any excuse to shit on candy corn, I'm down for.
And while you're going at it with the candy corn, there's those stupid little candy corn pumpkins.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
They look like they're little pumpkins, and it's basically the same shit. It's a candy corn, only instead of a corn shape, it's in like a little pumpkin.
Oh,
they're no good.
Candy pumpkins.
It's concentrated. It's almost like two pieces of candy corn in one pumpkin, because it's like a little fatter, a little thicker. So it's like, it's not good. It's not good. But anyway,
are you going to be doing is Max is he going to be? What's he going to be?
That's a good question. I don't know. I will be getting him this upcoming weekend. Well, by the time this drops this weekend, and I would anticipate his costume will be sent with him. So I don't know what he is.
Well, if it's sent with him, I'm assuming Disney thing.
Not necessarily.
Oh,
so one year was a skeleton, and that was kind of easy because it was basically just a sweatsuit with the bones on it. One year he was a doctor, and so he had the scrubs and all that. And that year I was able to kind of like work with it. And so what I did is I got some like bandages and shit, and I wrapped myself up in bandages so that I could go as his patient, So that worked out.
Cute.
One year he had a like the chef coat from Hell's Kitchen. And so he went as a Hell's Kitchen chef, and so
and you went as a plate of risotto.
I wish I'm more built like a Wellington,
Fair.
But that was all fun and games until he called me a stupid donkey, and then it just kind of it went from there. But he generally has some pretty good costumes. The kid doesn't like putting anything on his head and face. So like masks and things like that are not really like something he's into. So you got to get a little creative with the costumes sometimes. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he goes as. But no, I'm telling you, man, there's so many fucking trunk or treats this upcoming weekend. He could totally we can hit up. I know of one on Friday. After I pick him up, I could take him to one on Friday. There's like 3 or 4 on Saturday that I'm aware of, including one at the drive-in Saturday night where they've got two screens going. They're going to do their trunk or treat, and then on one screen they've got kids movies, and on the other screen they have adult movies. The first movie on the kids movie screen is The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. So I think we're going to try and do that. So and that's nice because it's only that's only half an hour. So like that ends before 9 o'clock. So like, you know, he might stay awake for that. The only thing is I got to make sure he doesn't see the other screen. I got to park in such a way that we can only see the one screen because the second screen is playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So any kids that are peeking around the one screen to look at the other screen, they're going to see some shit. But yeah. And then Sunday there's like a church or something like that that's having one that I think it times out to where I could take him to that before we take him home. So theoretically we could hit like up to 6 of these damn things. In fact, one of them on Saturday is like a drive-through deal. You don't even get out of your car. You like drive through the parking lot and go car to car in the parking lot with your windows down, and they just drop the candy in the bag like through your window.
That sounds like. Did you go trick or treating like the first year of COVID when COVID was out?
No.
So that was all like people. They didn't want you in your house. Everything was outside.
Yeah.
No, that's what that makes me think of. Like,
see, I remember back when I was a little kid. The mall used to have trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So you'd go up to the mall, and you'd go store to store at the mall and go trick-or-treating. And it was supposed to be safe because you weren't out in the neighborhoods and doing shit, you know, and everything.
And it was usually like, at least over here, it was earlier in the day. Like, so you could get out of school, go there, and then still hit houses, you know, before bed.
Yeah. I used to like that. Man, our mall's pathetic now, though, but...
I think all
malls. To say I don't know many malls that are doing well these days, but
although I am 90 minutes away from the biggest mall in the country.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, it's got the theme park. I guess that one's still an attraction, right?
Yeah, and it's right now. It's like literally minutes from the airport too. So you fly in, and you're right there.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right, well, final thoughts on the League of Fat Bastards, Serie L. I dug it.
Yeah, I actually, I don't know, about half hour, 45 minutes ago, I lit up a second one. So
I've got one sitting here. I didn't fire it up.
Yeah.
You know, I here's the thing. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite cigar ever, but I'm not gonna say it was a bad cigar. I think it was a perfectly fine, you know, decent cigar.
Well, not just based on the name of the cigar, but it's perfect for a situation like this, just because you're not focusing on the cigar. It's just you want the flavor, and you don't have to worry about it going out. But you're not going to want to smoke Atabay when you're trying to have a conversation.
Precisely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a good serviceable cigar.
No,
for such an occasion,
and it's got enough flavor variation that it's not boring. Yeah, no, it's a perfectly fine, good cigar. I dug it,
and that's what your humidor needs. You need cigars for all occasions.
Yep. Oh,
so these would be ones that you would have on a secondary humidor on the top row. Just kind of not covering up all your real good stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, I think you're right. This would be one that, like, if somebody came over and they're like, "Oh, I smoke like 1 or 2 a year," I wouldn't mind giving them this one. Yeah. It's like I'd share this. That's fine.
Because it's gonna give them some flavors, and if they don't like it, you're not out $1,000 either.
If they smoke half of it, that's fine. I'm
plus,
all right with
plus
it.
It's got a good backstory, so that's
for sure
something.
For sure. So, all right, dude. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
All right. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
This is Noah.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. So do you do stuff to the kids when they trick or treat at your house? Like, do you, like have the scary shit to make them jump and all that, or do you just, give them the candy and move on?
Well, I'm usually out trick or treating with the kids, but if I'm at home, I'm gonna hand them out cigarettes and alcohol.
Here you go, kids. I broke into the Marlboro Reds for you. We got the good shit this year.
At least it's not candy corns or dots.
See, you had to throw in the dots, did you? I was with you with the candy corns, but you had to throw in the fucking dots.
I figured a way for you to get into the Butterfinger world here.
It's
all about gateway. Yeah. So what you need to do is, as a good gateway, first try it in like a blizzard, right?
I've done that, yeah.
Okay, and then work your way up to the candy bar. Just kind of like that black licorice ice cream I was telling you about.
Dude,
work your way to black licorice.
No, there's very little that's ever going to get me working my way up to black licorice. That is not going to happen.
That's famous last words. Is what that is.
That's not something that's going to happen. Actually, you know what's fucked up? I accidentally bought some one time because so Twizzlers makes a Hershey chocolate version of Twizzlers.
Okay.
And they're actually pretty good. They're like chocolate licorice, right? Okay. And I'm not going to lie, they're tasty, but they're like a dark brown color. And if you don't pay attention when you're at the store and you're buying it, if you don't buy the one that has the Hershey's logo on the front and you just buy what you think is the Hershey's chocolate licorice, you could end up with black licorice very, very easily. And been there, done that. Look closely.
So were you able to tell, or not until you took it? Like, were you able to smell the difference?
I didn't. I didn't huff the bag, so no, I didn't smell it. And so it was one of those things where I took the bite and I was like, "Oh, that is not what I expected." And, that was that.
Yeah, so, when you're expecting chocolate and you're getting black licorice,
it's a mighty big difference.
That's a huge difference.
Huge difference. So, yep. So, all right. Well, take care, everybody.
Happy Halloween.